All right. So when we last left off, what was the last thing that you guys did?
We were like messing around before going to meet with, uh, was it the mayor we were going to meet
Yeah,
with? Yeah.
Yeah, you.
like
I think.
we went to the tower, and or I don't know if it's a tower, but the wizard place.
Right.
Yeah.
And we found out the guy had been there, and he checked out a book about a ritual called Break Link.
Okay. Yeah, and then you guys were messing around, examining one of the crime scenes, right
Yeah,
before meeting
Yeah.
Mayor Night Pitch. All right. So to begin this session, I guess we'll just jump into you guys heading to meet Mayor Night Pitch, and you were heading there with the captain of the guard, if I'm not mistaken. You were tagging along to his meeting with the mayor.
Believe so.
Yeah.
All right. So unless your characters have anything else they wanted to do beforehand, we'll just fast forward to that meeting. um,
Just remember, we left the bloody thing at the bloody letter at the tower to be processed.
right, and that was going to be ready sometime after your meeting with the mayor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. All right, yeah, that night, 10 o'clock, which is, I believe, when the meeting time was. If not, that's what it is now. Yeah, you can see Captain Marvello of the Town Watch. He has gotten there plenty early. He's waiting outside the the front gate as the lot of you arrive. He gives you a nod and he says, "Well, are you ready for your meeting with Night Pitch?"
Ready.
ready as we'll ever be, I think.
All right. Captain Ravello, he explains to the guards that he has a meeting with the mayor and that there's going to be a few extra party members with him. Uh, you are let in through the gates, up a up a hill to the wooden residence. You end up waiting on the front porch for a moment as one of your escorts goes to address the mayor first. But before long, the door swings open. You all get inside. Before the mayor comes to meet you, you are sent into a large room. It has a large varnished table. It's surrounded by 10 chairs. And then, after more than a little while, the mayor enters. Walking just off to the right and slightly behind the mayor, you see a tall, skinny woman dressed in leather armor that has been dyed black. She has a couple of scars on her right cheek, and her right eye is a very milky white. The iris is all white. He exchanges a few whispered words with her, and then she sort of steps into the corner of the room and just stands there silently as the mayor walks up. Captain Marvello explains who you are and that you would like to have a word with him before Captain Marvello's business is discussed. So the mayor, he has a very light-hearted expression on his face. He says, here to investigate the murders? The flare?
Yes, we also have some unfortunate news to discuss with you.
As well. Please, tell me what you've come to tell me.
From what we understand, you've been meeting with Master Vernon rather regularly.
Yes, quite regularly.
He is dead, unfortunately. I'm gonna pull out the letter as well.
You guys don't have the letter. Remember, you left it at the.
Oh, that's right, to be analyzed. Never mind.
It's being treated to take the blood off
Yep,
of it, but
that's right, to read it fully.
The mayor gets a very sort of serious, somber look on his face. He says, "Yeah, some of my contacts in the town watch have already mentioned to me the report of Master Vernon's death."
Well, it's
Very
far
sad.
worse than just that. Someone has effected an arcane ritual to take on his form and is using it to impersonate him. And in fact, it is that person that's responsible for all of the killings, taking on the identity of each of their victims in turn.
He says, "But why?"
We aren't sure. They just recently went to the... Damn it, what's the name of the place? I don't have it written.
Which place?
The name of the Wizard Tower. What's it called?
Oh, just the Ordo.
Ordo Magica Tower.
Oh, there it is. Ordo Magica. Okay.
Yeah.
They recently went to the Ordo Magica and checked out a book on a ritual called Break Link. We're not sure why.
And also, Master Vernon seemed to have been meeting up with an elf. That this may be our suspect. That there's also seems to have been a letter left with him on the scene of the crime.
Elves, you say? There had been rumors of elves coming into the town, but that was never confirmed.
Well, his assistant confirmed that he regularly met with an elf, and that this elf had generally the same features as the skin that was left behind at the scene of the crime.
As well, you say there was a letter found at the scene of Vernon's murder. What information did the letter contain?
It was mostly covered up in blood, and we're having it analyzed right now. It was addressed to you, though.
Were you able to get anything from it?
Let me look at the note.
Here, if you want, I'll.
I just scrolled up. I found the text again that you pasted.
Oh, okay, yeah, I found it too.
Yeah, I'll put it in. I'll put it in Discord as well.
It mentioned the Skull of the King, an artifact that we recently encountered. Well, we encountered the aftermath of.
Yes. Yes. I am familiar with such an artifact. You think this
Did you ever actually hold it yourself? Master Vernon speculated that you probably had not.
He has a grin on his face. He says, "Let me ask you this: would I be sitting here today if I touched every single artifact shown to me, or even that I dug up myself?" No. Of course I didn't touch the skull.
And, I believe you. We saw the effects of someone who came into contact with it.
There was a group of treasure hunters who had traveled into Davenport. They presented the skull to me some time ago. I wasn't interested in it, and to be honest, I don't know what came of it.
Well, it seems that anyone that comes into contact with it turns into a monstrosity.
Says, well, it's possible that some of the expedition leaders might still be alive. They're not all accounted for. You see, it's a well-known treasure hunter in the area by the name of Gorak. He set out with an expedition into the forest. Well, this was a little while ago now. He had come to me for some funding, claimed to know about a secret location in the woods, and he gathered a following to go along with him, and they soon went into Devacor. I don't know who most of them were, just locals that were hired treasure hunters, but Gorek was there.
Oh my goodness. I think you might have just solved this for me.
As well, along with Gorek, his right-hand man, Alahara, very unfriendly changeling, but devoted to Gorek, always in his footsteps. A couple of pathfinders to go through the forest. They weren't from here. I don't recall their names. A number of others, but they returned. I was presented with the skull, and within a couple of months, or they returned after a couple of months, and then I understand they never reached their original target. Something about a meeting an Arc Troll, but that's how they found the tomb of an early Symbaroum king. When they came back to town, they were quite burdened with treasures. But yeah, Gorek was most proud of that cranium.
He was the first murder victim, right?
Are you asking the mayor?
Yeah, I mean that's. I had it written down as Garrick. Is that the same person, Steve?
Garrick, yeah, probably the same person.
Okay.
Probably alright.
It was so they thought that was the first victim, but actually it just turned out that that was his skin that was found there, and Len's body.
He says, "Well, that's quite troubling. I was under the impression that maybe he was still alive. He spent some time showing off that crown to everyone. But
he may yet still live. I have now two theories. Considering the ritual that they checked out, the break link, perhaps this person is one of the adventuring party seeking to separate themselves from the artifact. They're probably magically connected to it and afraid that they're going to turn into a monster like everyone else. And maybe they've been going along
says perhaps
this chain of murders to effect that, and perhaps it's Gorak himself or this changeling you spoke of.
I would have to imagine, though, that if they were destined to turn into an abomination, the transformation surely would have happened long ago. Not that I'm an expert on such things. In fact, it was only about a week before one of the survivors of that expedition did in fact turn into a raging abomination. Took a couple of guards with them before they were brought down. That was the only one we saw transform. After that, a couple members of the expedition were found dead. Most of them just disappeared into thin air. This is when we first got rumors of elves infiltrating the town. But as far as I believe, Gorek and Alahara went into hiding. And then their final companion also became a Blightborn, slew a few more watchmen before being cut down. But in a matter of weeks, the expedition was gone.
The two pathfinders that were with our caravan turned not too long ago. It had to have only been a couple weeks ago, or a week. I don't know exactly when the caravan was, but they turned not too long ago, and they were convinced that they weren't corrupted.
Well, then to be honest, I don't know what we should be more afraid of. The flare who's on the loose, or the fact that we don't know where this skull is that's been turning people into monsters.
More mysteries.
You know,
So
I wish I had any information, any leads to give you, but to be honest, I don't know any more about the murders than the town guard has certainly already informed you of. But what I can do for you is draft you a letter of introduction. Present it to a reader while you are investigating this. It will instruct them on my order to give you all possible support in the hunt for the killer. My top priority is to end these murders. It's beginning to result in paranoia and unrest. Neighbors are starting to watch each other closely. It's only going to get worse if we don't find the killer soon.
We would appreciate that greatly.
All right. Yeah, he signals to his assistant, the woman who's been silently watching you in the corner. She grabs him paper, ink, and a quill, and yeah, he just very quickly drafts up a letter. It is short and sweet, and it says exactly what he told you it would say. He's got a seal on it, and he slides it in front of all of you on the table. He says, "There you are. Anybody who respects my authority, anyways, will provide you with assistance and whatever information you need in your hunt for the killer. I hope you find him soon."
We do as well.
And I don't want to make any promises right now, but if you are to find the killer, I will start speaking to others as to an appropriate reward for such a task.
Much appreciated. I'm gonna look around to the others. Does anyone have anything else?
No, we should probably figure out who we're going to use the letter to interview or where our next avenue of investigation is.
I agree. That sounds reasonable.
I think we should look into this Alihara and perhaps Gorgurut. What is it again?
Oh, it's Gorak. Colonel.
Gorak.
I'll just throw it into the... That's the name.
Gorak. Gorignac?
Isn't that from Galaxy Quest?
It is.
Gorignac.
That's
Rock.
Rock.
All right. Yeah. At the end of your meeting, Captain Marbello is going to stay behind as he has some private matters to discuss with the mayor. But the rest of you, assuming your business is done, will be shown out. At this point, the sun has long gone down. It's well past 10 o'clock now. The city is kept fairly bright with torches burning on most of the busy street corners. And despite it being late, there's still a fair amount of activity. People walking around on the streets.
Should we find a tavern that might be frequented by treasure hunters that might have associated with Gorak?
Sure.
This looks quite smart. Maybe why don't we get the letter first? Should be ready by now. And maybe it is late now. Maybe we should think about resting. I don't know, maybe. And he looks at Fenya, and then at worriedly at the pig. Maybe Quarula needs to rest a bit.
Well, yeah, that's why I was thinking we could find a tavern to both find a place to stay and at the same time try to do some investigation. But I think it is a good idea to check on the tower to see if they have finished cleaning up the letter.
How long was it going to take, Steve? Do you remember?
They had told you about 4 hours. So if you head from the mayor's office to the wizards, it'll probably be about ready by the time you get there.
Just a thought. Since we are actually working for the town, I don't know. I mean, did actually Ergasto pay us anything? Because we never talked about that.
No, we're working for free.
We kind of got that like implied. You probably won't get in trouble for the murders you committed.
You can just run. We just walk out.
Well, we practically saved his caravan a number of times. Well, so maybe we can ask the guards to bunk up somewhere, at least for an hour or two. And maybe some of these guys know this place much better than any of us, so maybe they will have a much better idea where to go if we were about to seek two treasure hunters. And these guys were very famous. Maybe they heard some of their other associates or whether they were. So, asking the local guards for directions.
Yeah, you can do that. As you guys are asking for some directions, considering also what tavern you might stay at and what saloons might require questioning. It doesn't take long, maybe 10, 20 minutes after your meeting as you're walking. Suddenly you hear quite a commotion come through the quiet night. Screaming and yelling. People are calling for guards. You can hear guards yelling to each other. And chaos seems to be erupting in a part of town. Maybe a 5-minute jog from where you are, not terribly far away. Assuming that
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Assuming that you wish to investigate that.
Yeah, we'll rush over.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound important.
You guys come to right. You guys come to a stable. You can see a half-dozen watchmen and a sergeant of the watch keeping guard. They're keeping a crowd of people at bay. A huge crowd of citizens are attempting to get a look, but you can clearly see into the stable. You can see a body hanging upside down. It is skinned from its feet to its waistline, and the skin just hangs over its upper body. And the area on the floor around it is just a mess of blood.
Is there skin nearby the corpse?
From a distance, it will be difficult to examine the scene carefully.
Are there any guards or like anything like that around?
There's about a half-dozen watchmen and a sergeant, and they're keeping the crowd away, preventing.
Yeah, we should just show the sergeant our letter.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
where I was going with that.
Presenting the sergeant with your letter. He glances at it so quickly you doubt as though he's actually read any of it. He just gives it back to you and says, "All right, go ahead, go on in," and goes back to trying to corral the people or keep them out. When you go inside, there is another guard, sort of standing off in the corner. A woman who looks very, very shaken, and she's just sort of sitting in the corner of the stable across from the body. As for the body itself, like I said, it's hanging upside down. It's been skinned from its feet to its waistline. But its skin is still attached. It's just hanging off of the corpse, only half skinned. You do not see a pile of skin at its feet, however, or I should say at its head at this point, underneath the corpse like you did with the others. And this crime scene is even bloodier than the ones you've seen before.
Curious.
Do we know who the victim is?
Yeah, can I examine?
So you don't recognize him, but yeah, go ahead and make a vigilant test. In fact, I meant to look this up really quick.
And by vigilant, do you mean resolute? Or
Hold on one second.
or is it cunning?
Cunning.
Yeah, cunning would be the medicus
It's smart.
skill.
So I was trying to see if there were rules on like group roles in here, but I don't recall having seen any, unless you guys know. of a roll. Most games have some rule for that rather than just everyone rolling individually. Whatever. So first, actually, I am going to have everyone start with a vigilant test.
Ooh.
13. Wait, that's wrong. My vigilant isn't 13. I had an error there. It's 11, so I failed it. Sorry.
Alright, looks like in that case everyone failed their vigilant. Alright, as for examining the body, I won't even require a roll. You can see that the body, as I've said, it's only halfway skinned. It's not as neatly done as the victims beforehand. It looks like it was done quickly, but you can see that the 3 glands are missing from the body, just like the previous victims. As for who this could be, you have no idea.
Maybe the guard knows?
Yeah, let's talk to the shaken up guard.
Good idea.
She says, I guess I witnessed the murder or the aftermath. The skinning is what I witnessed. I was walking by. I heard the sound of a fight. I ran in the stable, and I saw this victim here. I think he's I think he's just a stable boy, but anyways, he was there hanging upside down. Master Vernon was there. It was clearly him. He had blood-stained glasses, and he was carving into the boy's body, hanging from the beam. Weirdest thing, when Master Vernon looked at me, before I could even attempt to intervene, I know this is going to sound crazy, but his appearance changed. Suddenly, he looked exactly like me. I was stunned. I couldn't move. Instead, I just screamed for my colleagues. Master Vernon, or the Flayer, or whatever it was, it stopped its work, ran away, but it was limping badly. I think the stable boy put up a fight. Looked like he had a bad injury to his leg as this thing ran away. It's hard to tell what blood comes from the victim and what comes from the Flayer. It's sort of everywhere.
Maybe the Flayer is actually a changeling that's skinning his victims to make it look like another ritual and throw it off the trail.
I was wondering that as well. Well, could be this Alihara, could it not?
Because they was able to change to the guard before, and the guard is obviously not skinned right now.
Hey Steve, does this ritual that I know about, do I know enough to figure out, like, could they skin someone else and make themselves look like whoever's around, or does it have to be like the person you're skinning?
As far as you would understand the ritual, you have to be wearing the skin of the particular person that you are imitating.
That's what I figured.
For it to work. So it is likely that there is either other magic in play or perhaps a changeling is involved.
Guys, we need to find this guy. He could teach me how to do that.
I don't think that should be our primary concern.
He's like, finally a tutor.
Well, the only way I could consider that is if he was tied up on Kavrula's back, at least first.
I'm curious why was it a girl? Was that a woman's name or a man's?
Which name?
The changeling
Alihara.
Gorak.
Alihara is a man.
Maybe we should look into either try to see if anyone else can follow these tracks, or find the old haunts of Alihara.
Oh, and
I think that
to Rager's role right there. Yeah, you search the stable and the area around, but it's such a mess. Plus, it's dark. You're not able to determine exactly where the blood trail, if any, leads.
Where are we though on the map of the town? Are we anywhere near Toad Square?
You are. Let's see. You're not far from Toad Square. Maybe 4 or 5 blocks. So a little bit of a hike, but you're not terribly far away. You could get there in a few minutes.
Yeah, so Rajor is just going to quietly mention to Father Ansel and Bartolom, maybe we could ask around, yes. Again, the guards might know. We really need to start getting this. A few of the murders were around Toad Square. Maybe this is a coincidence, maybe not.
agreed. What was this shape changer's name one more time?
Alihara was the shape changer, and Gorak was the leader of the expedition.
Yeah.
And they're pretty tight, as was explained to you.
All right. Father Ansel is going to turn back to the female guard and say, "Light be with you, good sister. If you wouldn't mind more questions, I'm curious to know if you've heard of insert name, as I forgot them already, the hunter and the shape changer."
Gorak and Alihara.
Says, I
Yes.
don't know about Alihara, but Gorak is a fairly well-known name around here. He's led many expeditions into Davokar. Has employed many local town folks to help him over the years. I haven't seen him in quite some time, actually. I just assumed maybe he was on another expedition. There were some rumors that his last expedition was being killed off, but I don't really know.
I see. Do you know where this man used to spend most of his time when he visited?
Oh, the various saloons here in the city is where he spent the majority of his time while he was here.
Any favorite locations?
She shrugs. She's, I didn't really know the guy that well.
Of course. And he turns back to the rest of the party. So, you think it might be privy to search these taverns then, as you suggested before, Fenya? Perhaps we could ask around barkeeps and see if there's any bad blood stirred between past companions such as this shape changer.
Yeah. And if Rajor thinks it's best, we can focus on the ones in the vicinity of Toad Square.
The real question should be, why did he go after this boy? This guy's a nobody. Why did he want this guy?
Probably to keep a low profile.
It's curious. If there is a shape changer, then it would be an unnecessary step unless there was some hidden purpose or intent behind it.
Maybe a lot of the killings are to throw us off into thinking it's a serial killer, whereas maybe only Master Vernon was the particularly important one to get the information needed, and it's just trying to throw people off by continuing the serial killer spree.
Matt, your character has lore master, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and you're a magic dude. Go ahead and make a cunning with a +3 bonus.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's as
So
good as it gets.
you're aware of a couple of things. One, not every single changeling can imitate specific people, though many can. But also, the changeling's deception is not perfect. It can be discovered. Whereas this particular ritual, the disguise is virtually undetectable.
Yep.
Good
Do I
brother
just suck at
Nino.
my job?
I'll just share that.
I can't do this. I can't do what this guy does.
Good brother Nino. Is there some insight you may offer as one who is so naturally gifted in similar respects?
Dude, I suck at this. I don't know how he does it so well. Dude, out of the 20 times I've attempted to do that, I've done it 3 times.
Zeus, you just need to get the blood ritual book and read it.
Skill some people.
Anybody can learn to do a ritual. You don't have to be a wizard.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
just-
ratatouille it, man. Ratatouille it. Anyone can do it.
I'm just gonna come from behind and rub your calf in a gentle, assuaging way.
As good friends do to each other, platonically.
Well, I'm quite
Well.
small, so that's the equivalent of his back.
Fair enough. Do you think there's anything else we can gain from here? This is a stable. Perhaps we should seek the stable's owner.
Sure, if they're around, if they're still awake, if they haven't gone to sleep.
So there's no sign of who the stable's owner is, though with a little bit of searching you could probably find them. If you guys want to try and glean any more clues from the crime scene, I'll have everybody except Rayjor, because he already rolled for it, can make a -5 vigilant test.
Okay. Are there any sources of light that we could borrow and use to help us?
Yeah, you could grab a torch that's burning somewhere and carry it around with you.
In a stable? Damn.
I mean, probably not inside of the stable, but I mean nearby. I'm sure there's torches you can.
I bring the torch inside the stable and I look around. Or I'll hold it for someone else to look around.
Yeah, you can all give it a go. -5 vigilance.
Damn.
All right, yeah, alas, no more clues are able to be discerned here, except
Oh wait,
Oh.
Nino.
Nino.
Oh.
Yeah, where did you come from? All right, never mind. Let me redo what I was about to say. What I meant to say is, yes, there are more clues that you found. So 2 things you can find in you're able to find the direction in which the killer escaped, mainly because there's a large pool of blood that you can just tell by where it's located did not come from the stable boy. The killer must have stopped for a moment, bleeding profusely in this location. So quite a bit of blood there, and because you kind of had an inclination towards the one district, the Toad district, or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, there is a little bit of a blood trail that you think you could probably follow, and you doubt it would disappear like the last blood trail. The wound looks like it must have been significant. Alternatively, if you do not wish to follow the trail, Matt, I'm going to have Bartolom go ahead and make a cunning check. You are aware of a spell, a ritual. It's not one you know, but the mages would have it. The ritual of summoning. If you have a large enough sample of someone's blood, you can summon them to you. The danger of this spell is they are aware they are being summoned to you. They have to come to you if you cast it, but there's nothing to stop them from arming themselves or hiring a group of people to come with them. It's not like an instantaneous compulsion. So again, you can use that to force someone to come to you, but they know it's happening and they have time to prepare. Of course, for that too, you would need to go to the mages and use the ritual chamber. Alternatively, you do have the blood trail right at your feet.
So
Ooh.
we could just collect samples of this blood as we go or something? Is that kind of how it would work?
Yeah, I mean, you have a large enough sample right now. You could grab some of it, and it could be used for the ritual of summoning.
I'll do that and keep it in my back pocket.
Okay, so you have a little vial of the blood that you're able to scrape up.
Also, Fenya, because Nino got the good roll, is going to now pat him a good butt pat, and then Kavrula's gonna come up and slob her nose all across his face.
That's one tall pig.
Congratulatorily.
I'm gonna eat your pig.
If she doesn't eat you first.
Nino's like, the goblin keeps touching me.
This nasty creature.
Do we follow the trail though?
Let's follow it, guys.
Yeah, I'm down for following it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, neat. I've been
And we take the
inspired.
torch.
I want to transform.
All right.
All right,
I
Ben
want-
10, let's hit the road.
Let's go.
Who are you?
I want to transform into an ogre bigger than Rhaegar.
Impossible.
Into an ogre.
This man can pulverize a man in one turn.
That'd be pretty intimidating to have two ogres.
All right, yeah, sure. Nino has transformed into an ogre.
What's up, Rhaegar? Think you're big, huh?
Nino, I didn't know you had it in you.
Yeah, fuck with me now, huh?
Is that your ogre
Dear
voice?
brother, you sound very different. More different even than our friend here.
This sounds true ogre sound. Yeah.
There's so much reverb from your booming voice. It's difficult to distinguish what is words and what is, I guess, echo.
Just mumble.
Don't worry about it. Let's go.
It's strangely high.
I think he said, "Don't worry about it. Let's go."
That's what I got. All right. Yeah, you guys begin following the the blood trail, and as I mentioned before, and luckily for you all, because it is quite a nasty wound, the blood trail does indeed go on for quite a ways. It is much more easily followed than before. And ultimately, you're going to get to a place that I need a hand up for that I forgot to make. So let me just do this really quick.
Interesting.
I thought I was more prepared than I was. But, oh, I did make this already. What am I? I swear I just looked at that folder. Hang on, I think I might be, my brain might be failing me here. Yeah, no, it's there. Okay. Alright, never mind. I'm just blind. I did make it. All right.
Is Mark just listening in?
I was not
Well,
aware that.
Stefan, so
I was
I'm not
aware
sure
that-
if he's even doing that.
I was not aware that Mark had joined us, but yeah, there he is.
Or is he showing up to the game that he thinks is today? Maybe.
Maybe.
Says he's muted and deafened.
He might just be coming to listen in a bit.
Neat.
Anyways,
We're gonna have an extra long Friday session, right? I'm talking like 8 hours.
why?
Cause man, we missed the day. We had to make up for it.
Oh, makeup. Okay. Look, I'm all for running 8-hour sessions. It's just you need a lot of preparation for that and a group that's completely down with it. But anyways,
I do have the day off.
when I did the Alien campaign, the space trucker adventure, I forget the name of it. I ran a 6.5-hour session of that for one group, so I didn't have to split into
Wow.
two. That was pretty awesome. But anyways, yeah, you follow the blood trail for several blocks. The area that you're going through gets quieter and quieter as you head towards the merchant district. There's a couple of guards walking around here and there, but there's not many people. And eventually you find yourself at the Blue Moon Trading House. The blood trail goes right past the front door. The door is, of course, closed now and locked. But the Blue Moon Trading House looks like it was a storage facility at some point or other. Excuse me. Doesn't look like it's been used in a while. It's in kind of rough shape. It's sort of a dilapidated wooden structure. It doesn't look good. But yeah, you stand in front of the gate to the warehouse.
Dear companions, I have a thought that has struck me suddenly. If you'll lend an ear to it, I call for a group huddle.
Alright, we're listening.
Yeah,
Now we
brother.
have two big guys to huddle into the circle with. So it's occurred to me that perhaps this, as I imagine you may have considered also, may be the current residence of our intended, as it were. Do you think it may be worthwhile to pretend we've missed the trail and return to the Order Magica and have them prepare a summoning ritual and return quickly in order to suppress any attempts they may have at escaping?
No, I'm afraid they may move on and maybe even actually be able to affect whatever ritual they're attempting if we leave them for much longer. I think we should attack them now. Or talk to them. Try to talk to them now anyway. I am extremely curious what they're trying to accomplish.
Likewise. Any other thoughts?
That seems an interesting plan, Father. But what worries me is whatever drives them to try these murders might drive them to another one again. If there is still, of course, two of those that we are really hunting. So
Yeah,
I'm
quite
worried
right,
if somebody else might fall a victim.
That is reasonable. Both are very reasonable. Perhaps, good brother Nino or good sister Finia, one or both of you might sneak ahead while we incur ourselves, in the case that he is only able to detect one of us.
Sure, I can try to sneak in.
If you guys want to, taking just a quick look around the perimeter of the building, on the one side facing the street, there's a large gate, huge wooden door. The back side there is a single window. It's actually open. The window's ajar, but it's about 9 feet off of the ground, and very small. Anybody but an ogre could fit through it, but it would require some climbing to get up to it.
This sounds like a job for Nino.
Can I just lift Fenya or a smaller Nino up? 9 feet shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, you know what? If you wanna hike someone up on your shoulders, that would be fine. I could get up to the window, no problem.
I'll get lifted up.
All right. Peeking into the room, you can see. In fact, let me just bring you over to this cool, sexy map that I have here.
My.
All right. This is the humble warehouse. So at the bottom of the map here that I'm pinging, this is the window that you're being held up to and looking through. And I'll just describe the features of the room to you. Of course, you've got the gate at the north that is locked. 2 is the window you're looking through. In the corner here, there's a big stack of crates, but atop 2 crates that are together, you can see that a little bed with a blanket that is covered in crumbs has been set up. It seems as though someone has been sleeping atop those crates. There are also 2 large tomes sitting on top of it. You can't identify what they are from a distance, but they definitely have the look of something a mage or other type of scholar might use. In the center of the room, there is a large, heavy wooden crate. You can see through the thick layer of dust and grime on the floor that it has recently been dragged from the pile of grates to the center of the room, but no indication as to why that is. And last, but not least, and the thing I probably should have mentioned first because you would have noticed it before any of this, is in this corner here. You see a skinned and reeking corpse. You can smell it through the window. It's been dressed up in leather armor. It has a crowbar that has been tied to one of its hands with a little bit of twine. In its other hand, it's got a length of chain. There's a wooden beam behind it. It is propped up on the wooden beam, and both of the corpse's arms are sitting in little latches so that its arms are held out wide, like a horrific scarecrow in the corner watching the room.
I'm gonna turn back around out the window and just kind of whisper down what basically that stuff's down there and say, we should, Bartolome and Ansel, you should at least get up here to be thrown up here by Rajor to help investigate. But we also need to get the front gate open so he and Nino, if he wants to stay in ogre form, can get in through with their size.
You can also tell, now that you've seen both sides of the gate, the lock could be picked. Doesn't look like it would be that hard. Alternatively, it's not particularly sturdy. An ogre putting their boot through it should open it with fairly little effort.
You might be able to break it. I mean, if we came from this side, from inside, from the window, would we be able to unlock it without any difficulty?
You would not. It does. It's one of the old-fashioned big keyhole locks. So you need a key from either side of it.
Oh, okay.
This is before fire safety was a thing.
So we either have to pick the lock, or Rajor might be able to break it down if needed.
Get it put in the door as it was.
Yeah, and in fact, the door is in such bad shape it would be a +2 strong check to kick it open.
Easy.
Let's just pick it.
Do you say pick or kick?
Pick.
Well, Rajor should probably throw Bartolome and Ansel up through here at least, so I have some backup, because there's a flayed corpse in here and seems to be remains of someone living here, and I'm not necessarily good with all this magic investigating stuff. I have a spear.
They're fat and loud. It should just be one, or maybe two. Me and you should go up there.
I try to watch my figure, but I take no offense.
Oh, you're my friend. You're old, dude. Come on.
I'm not that old just yet. But good work, Fenya. Dear brother Bartolome, have you heard of any such sorcery that may involve in ritual the inclusion of such horrific corpses?
Other than what I described previously, no.
Steven, how about me?
I mean, there's plenty of rituals that might require corpses or sacrifice. The look of this corpse propped up against the wall doesn't let you know anything. It is not unheard of for undead to be used as guards by necromancers, although this thing doesn't appear to be standing under its own power.
That's right.
Unless that's just a clever ruse, but who knows?
I mean, from what we've seen thus far, perhaps there's more to this killer.
Friends,
Sounds like we found the right spot.
Should we try to like blow up that box in the middle that seems to have been moved? Can we like throw something at it or kill it before we go near it? Because I feel like there's some sort of trap there.
The box in the center of the room is a pretty sturdy wooden crate. You would probably need one or two people to really get up to it and put their shoulder into it to scoot it across the floor. Just by the appearance of it and the scrapes along the floor from where it was put into place.
Can changelings turn into inanimate objects?
No.
I
That's
don't
a great question.
I don't believe they can, from what I recall.
Okay.
let's go in, but let's not try to go out punting people through windows. Let's all of us go in together. I don't want to have anybody alone in there before I go in. Okay?
All right.
Of course.
So, brother, and I look at Nino. How are you with picking locks, or should I pick it? I mean, kick it.
Oh yeah, I know all about picking locks. Neat. What's the roll for that?
So, you're gonna auto succeed on the lockpick because it is in such old bad shape. I will, however, have you make a cunning check. Not cunning, excuse me.
Quick.
Not quick. What the hell is wrong with me?
Discreet.
Discreet is the word I'm looking for as you do it.
Oh no way.
Ooh.
All right. You very carefully go in. You undo the latch. It's pretty effortless. Then, as you slowly and carefully open the door just wide enough for everyone to fit through, the rusted hinges of the door break. You all hear a loud boom as the door comes down, and then in slow motion you watch as it falls forward away from Nino, and a huge explosion of a sound of the wood hitting the stone floor of this building. It echoes several times, and then it's silent.
It was the pig. Everyone saw the pig, right? Can we eat this thing?
I think that pig is sooner to make you its breakfast than you are to it.
I'm gonna
But
kill
the
the
task
pig.
is at hand.
Guys, we all agree it's the pig.
Rajor stares and contemplates the fallen gate and just says, I didn't know picking and kicking could both be so loud.
Wow, look at that. Things happening.
All right. I assume at some point you will make entry to the.
Oh yeah. Well, we might
Yeah,
as well just
yeah.
go in now.
Yeah, I think we're all filing in from wherever we're coming from.
Sounds good. For unknown reasons, I'm going to start resizing some of these character tokens. This is kind of random. In that alternate software I've been using, Matt, or that I planned on using anyways, to Roll20, they have this great thing with tokens. When you import a token into your game, you size it in advance compared to the size that all your maps are at. And so it is always the perfect size when you bring it out, and there's no resizing lines on it, which I love, because I hate those in this.
Huh.
And that beautiful peg.
All right, we got Nino out here, and 3, 4, 5. That's everyone, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just gonna bring you in here. I assume investigating the crate would be on your agenda.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll be active casting leadership. I've been moved automatically into the scarecrow in the corner.
All right. Yeah, you guys come in. You surround the crate. Like I said, you can see where it's been dragged into the middle of the floor. When suddenly, but not perhaps terribly surprisingly, the weird skeleton sentry tears itself from its post. It lets out a horrific groan before it begins shambling forward. So let me go ahead and throw everyone on the initiative track here. I mean, an initiative button on the character sheet would be an outstanding addition to this game.
Yeah, considering it doesn't change.
Right, you could just click one button and you could throw it up there. So same thing. Put your quickness decimal point and then your vigilance as a two-digit number. And let's see, how quick is this thing? Quicker than I would expect, anyways, for an undead.
For garbage in the corner? Is garbage in the corner faster than Father Ansel? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
Other
missed
boys
it,
over here
sorry.
with 111.
It's faster than a couple of you.
I can't fix it.
What is
Sorry.
Rager's supposed to be? I'll fix it.
11.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They call him
Okay.
the Flash.
No, they call him.
All right. So, yeah, Fenya, you get to go first. As I've said, the skinned corpse is dressed in leather, like a leather harness. It has a crowbar that is tied to one hand and a chain with a little hook on it that is tied to its other hand.
I'm going to move into position and try to get his attention so that he comes after, or I want to leave enough room so that when he comes out that we'll be able to surround him.
Sure. Oh, I want to mention too. In the interest of keeping combat simple, I was leaving out a few things before, but I'm going to start slowly incorporating more rules. So I'm going to bring in line of sight from now on. Here's the way line of sight works in this game. If you have an ally that is in any way, shape, or form in between you and your target, you cannot make a ranged attack or a magic attack that is a projectile of some sort. Meaning in this system, you frequently have to move before you can fire at an opponent if they're in melee. So just throwing that out there. But anyways, next,
Okay.
'Tis the pig.
The pig's just gonna go beside me to also get ready to flank.
Can I reach him? Sorry. Or
Yeah.
is it too
Yeah.
far?
If you want to, you can charge right up to him and attack.
Okay.
Yeah, mind your pronouns around the undead, will you?
Noted. Question: Can I do a charge on it? Basically, it's again one of those things.
One of the
Charge is not definitely a thing, but okay. Let me just try to hit it.
Okay. I still haven't read the advanced rules yet. get
The
distracted.
charge
in the-
actually gives me in the advanced player's guide. Yeah.
The advanced players
optional
mode on the
rules there.
basic.
Yeah, I meant to look at the advanced players guide, and I just been busy. But all right, yeah, go ahead and make your attack upon this beast. Its defense rating is +2.
+2, yay! Let's see. Okay, I hit it, and because I am angry, I smash it one more time. Oh, not one more time, this is the Berserker additional damage, so that's a 15.
All right, and this is including the leadership.
No, it isn't. The leadership is going to be included in a second.
All right.
Oh my
That's what
god.
I'd like to hear.
Oh, sorry.
Casual 19 damage swing.
No big deal.
Oh wait. Oh, I thought you were.
All right, hold on one second here.
Mhm.
I'm looking something up really quick.
How to kill overpowered character who keeps one-shotting your monsters.
I am concerned because there are many ways.
Well, we're posturing ourselves to get smacked pretty good, running into all these traps.
Anyways, never mind. So how much damage did you do on this thing?
15.
15 damage.
16.
16.
16. Thank you. Math, difficult. Rager, stupid.
All right. 16 minus armor. You will hit the pain threshold of the corpse, so you may immediately make a follow-up attack or knock him prone.
I will follow up. I'm sorry, Steve. It's what Rager does. Smash.
Ooh.
Wow.
All
And,
right.
and
The
the bonus damage.
And then an additional 1d4.
No, I calculated it this time. I can add it to the second one. It's 3 + 1, the second roll.
So what was the total damage then?
16 again.
16. Okay.
Twice 16.
In that case, the corpse is now doing what corpses are supposed to do. It is just laying there on the floor, smashed to bits.
Rager just pokes it with the peacemaker, and then Father Ansem, it's ready for you now.
I'm here to help. Where's the thing?
Also, I wanna clear up a plot point that I got confused about a moment ago that will become confusing later, perhaps. I confused two characters with each other. These are two different people. I don't know why. I don't know why they're both allowed to exist in the same adventure. I think it was specifically to fuck with Steve. But all right, Garrick is the first victim. Just a guy. Just some guy. Gorak is the expedition leader. Alright. So, anyways.
Okay.
Just a bit of confusion on my part. But I see what I've done now. Anyways.
Okay.
That's just cruel to have Garrick and Gorak in the same adventure. That if they were like twins or something, that would be fun. But alright, yeah. The corpse is smashed and you guys are now at peace.
Are we?
Maybe.
Can you tell who this guy was? In any way?
There's really no way to identify him. He's been skinned like all of the other victims that you've seen. Although this one's different in that it was animated. But yeah, other than that, there's really no way to identify him.
I'd like to approach the crates with the crumbs and the books on them.
Sure. So there are two ritual books. One of the tomes is Break Link. The other is for a ritual called Blood Shrouding.
What does blood shrouding do?
Blood Shrouding would be the ritual that you had thought of earlier. It allows a mystic to flay a dead person and dress in its skin. Once done, the mystic will look exactly like the dead person, but they still have their own voice and eyes. Yeah.
Can I have it?
Is it possible to memorize rituals from reading books, or no?
So to learn a ritual, yeah, you would have to have access to it somehow. But it also costs experience points. A ritual.
Yeah, without the XP, I meant.
Yeah, no. You would have to be able to actually use the to know the ritual. Yeah, you would have to have that purchased with XP. I'm pretty sure.
Makes enough sense to me.
And when you
Good
spend
brother, I won't stop.
when you spend XP to learn a ritual too, you get corruption if you're not part of the discipline that it comes
The
from.
club.
Yeah.
Oh, I would get corruption if I used it.
Yeah, you would get corruption for learning it, and you would get corruption every time you used it as well.
Oh.
I'm not saying you can't do it, but it would cost you 10 experience points though.
Oh. Oh.
Good brother, it's not for me to decide whether or not you can claim this book for yourself. You should probably return the other one, though. But in the meantime, well done. He gestures to Rajor. Shall we see what's underneath this crate?
Yes.
He'll pick up both of the ritual books.
All right. It does require a little bit of straining, but you push the crate out of the way, and you see something kind of surprising. There is a stone spiral staircase that leads straight down. The thing is, the staircase beneath this building, the stone looks old. Really, really old, almost ancient. It doesn't look like something that should be under this building, and yet there is this stairway, and surrounding the stairway, very ancient masonry, as if in a castle turret almost. But yeah, the stairs go down for some distance. You can't see all the way to the bottom.
I'd like to turn to Bartolome and ask, dear brother, do you recall any lore information about there being underground, or rather buried, constructions in this city from times past?
Steve?
You know what? Make a cunning check. So you've heard stories of ruins from Symbaroum being found south of Davicor Forest. Sometimes buried, sometimes hidden. You don't know of any stories about them being hidden in this city, but it is something that has happened before, where a ruin was found.
On occasions, there have been ruins found in other cities. Never here, though.
Fascinating. Is there enough room for everyone to descend the spiral staircases if we wished?
Yeah, you'll have to travel single file, but you can all make it down the staircase.
Okay, well, I'm hungry anyway. Let's see those rats. And Rajor takes up the lead.
Rajor leads the way.
I pass him the torch. Dear brother,
Thank you.
are we ready to descend?
See.
All right. Yeah. Oh, so go ahead.
Is there anything? Sorry, is there anything else in the room? If we take another look, that can catch us our eye, or that's everything?
That's everything in the room. Nothing else. It seems like I said, it's clearly someone was living in the room and someone made a minimal effort to hide the staircase. But other than that, there was nothing going on in that other room.
I'll pass the 2 ritual books over to Bartolome.
I'll throw them in my backpack or whatever.
And turns to Nino and says, in case you change your mind, we'll have them for some time yet.
Well, why need spells when you got Rhaegar, right?
True enough, and he grins. But I warn you to stay clear of the corruption.
All right. You guys descend the stone staircase, and indeed, it does seem as though you are inside of an old tower. It's quite damp as you descend. The smell of must and mildew is a little bit overwhelming as you get further and further down. But eventually, you do make it to the bottom. It is that of a. It does have the look of a collapsed ruin. Let me drag a map out here. And let me resize this board a little bit.
Father Ansel will produce a handkerchief and tie it around his face like a mask. A most curious undercroft in an unexpected place.
Alright, so let me just arrange you. So Rager will have stepped off the steps first. Doesn't really matter what order you guys are in. I'm just going to bunch you up as you
Yeah, just throw it as 10 on dead. Everything will be fine.
down off the stairs. Alright, yeah, so this place, it does look like the base of a large tower. It has long since collapsed. But let me describe everything you see as you come in here. Somewhere I've got a key to this place. Alright, so of course the spiral staircase that just sort of comes down. 2 and 3, let me explain what's going on there in a moment. 5 is rubble. It looks like this structure at one time continued on, as if maybe this was part of some sort of fortress or underground lair. But the rubble and the mud and the water here are so thick that this collapsed a long time ago. You know that you can just tell there's nothing but solid earth beyond this. Here you see kind of a disturbing sight. Chained to the wall and appearing to be in a great deal of pain, you see a monstrous figure that has been attached to the wall with thick ropes. He is a huge, blight-marked man. He's moaning in pain and grunting. Every now and then his body sort of twitches. You can tell he's alive, but barely. And like I said, clearly in an incredible amount of pain. Standing before the figure, you can see, standing in front of him, Master Vernon, or who it appears to be Master Vernon anyways. He is dabbing this monster's forehead with a piece of wet cloth. On the other side of the vault, right here, there is a collapsed stone column, which is now being used as a pedestal. You can see upon it there is a skull with a copper crown turned green from verdigris atop it, just sort of staring into the room. But as soon as you take this in, and the Master Vernon wipes the cloth on this creature's head, Master Vernon tears off his robes. At first, it looks like he's tearing off his robes. You see all of his skin is being torn off as well, revealing a blood-covered changeling. Changeling beneath. The changeling screams, "Nothing shall come between me and my love!" And the changeling charges after all of you, immediately going into combat.
I need him alive. Rager, don't kill him.
He's like, he has so much he can teach me.
Okay. Okay, I will use though. Yep. There are ways.
This is not a great token for what I'm trying to do here, but
Oh wow, look at that.
we'll just use this guy here. And then,
He looks like he's dabbing too.
Alright, let me go ahead and throw in this person's initiative. How quick are they?
It's like a 7.1, right?
Not quite.
Okay, well,
Alright, yeah, once again, Fenya, you go first.
Can I run around him towards the person chained up?
You can. He'll get a free attack on you if you do so though.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right, the flare makes an attack on you. It's just a straight up defense roll, no modifier to it. All right.
Wow.
You are at the man in pain, tied to the wall.
I'm just gonna stab him through the throat and kill him.
wait, what are you doing?
Well, I don't want. This seems like some sort of ritual, and they seem in pain. They're already blight inflicted. Better put them out of their misery, one, and two, hopefully disrupt the ritual from continuing.
I can follow that line of logic.
All right. You rush up to the man tied to the wall and you stab him as quickly as you can through the throat. He begins choking and coughing blood all over your face as you do so. Next, it is the pig.
She's just going to charge the changeling and attack.
Defense is -5.
Yeah.
Hit, but not much damage.
All right. The Flayer, who is now completely naked, not wearing any armor. Point of damage received.
Oh, nice.
Damage is damage. Next, it is the turn of the Flare. And this is you, right? Having
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The Flare will scream "No!" as you stab the monster and go after you. You are going to make 2 defense checks with no modifier.
Oh god.
As the sword in each hand of the Flare comes at you.
Nice.
Hey.
All right. Way to evade. Next
Nice.
is Rajor. At this point, everybody in the room can hear a low, grinding voice through the sound of the battle. Actually, I take that back. Everyone make a vigilant test. You might not hear it.
Okay.
finally, I succeed on one. Wow,
I'm
most
not
of
sure
us
if I
do.
want to hear it.
All right.
The one time you succeed, you're not special.
Those of you that fail
Sucks,
it,
sucks.
you actually will not hear this over the sounds of battle. But those of you that succeeded, there is a low, grinding voice. The words are completely unintelligible to you, but they sort of stir a fire inside of you. To translate the words, you would need to be a master of a master level lore master. So, yeah, probably no one's going to be able to understand that. And that being said, it is now Rager's turn.
Yeah, so I'll try to do a holding maneuver. It's described as a strong versus strong on page 104 on the Advanced Player's Guide. So, and robust gives me a +2 at a level of the ability.
All right. The defense of your target is
Strong.
-5. Where yeah, go ahead and move yourself up into melee with the target as well on the board there.
I will be here. Yeah. Yeah, that would be shorter. The shortest distance. Okay. Strong. Sorry, minus.
-5 is the defense.
-5. Yeah. So right now, what happens is that I cannot do anything to it. So basically, we are both not moving.
All right,
At the moment.
but you're essentially grappled with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next is Nina.
All right. I'm gonna run up to it, and I'm gonna hit it with the hard part of my knife, the hilt. There we go.
Attempt to do some non-lethal damage. All right, go ahead and move yourself. Go ahead and move yourself into melee. I don't know.
Will he get an advantage since we're all, since there's 3 of us surrounding him and he's held?
Yeah, you know what? I tell you what. I'll give you advantage to the attack. What is the? It's a +2 if you have advantage, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So defense -3 because you have advantage now. You can do another D4 of damage, but I'll make it non-lethal. You could potentially knock him out. I don't want to look up the rules for subduing, so I'm sure this is probably pretty close to what it is.
So, like, +2. I'm
sorry,
on number
total defense is -3. All right, you'll do an extra D4 because of the advantage.
Are you basing that off my character's ability, or are you basing that just off a general advantage?
General advantage.
General advantage. If your character has an alternative ability with advantage, then.
So I also get a +4 if I'm hitting an advantage. So do I just roll 2 D4s?
Oh, an extra D4 damage, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another D4 then. Okay, so you did a total of 6 damage.
7.
7 damage. That will beat the pain threshold of the flare. Go ahead and make a follow-up attack. Seems like the logical option you would take. So again, -3
Mike
to
Tyson.
hit.
You know, when I was sold off to the barbarians, they taught me boxing. So.
All right, I have good news. The flare has been knocked unconscious. Next is Barlatum. We're gonna stay in initiative order until we get to the end of the round.
Ooh, I'm gonna go over and examine the person chained up.
All right. Yeah, they are choking and spattering blood as it oozes out of
Could I
their.
could I administer first aid to them?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a.
Hell yeah.
Cover up their throat hole.
Go ahead and make a cunning check or whatever your Medicaid ability lets you do.
Oh yeah, now they can smoke through it.
And I'll use an herbal cure with it.
All right. Don't worry about actual hit point gain, so you don't need to roll for it. You can stem the bleeding a little bit. It is possible you could save this person. You don't know if you can save the rest of what's wrong with them, but at the very least, they're being kept okay. Ansel, it's on to you.
Oh boy. Okay, well, things look pretty much wrapped up here, but I like to concentrate more on the grating voice that's emanating around us.
All right, yeah. The voice, for whatever reason, makes you angry, makes you excited, but it's a language that you can't decipher. In fact, who was able to hear it? Out of curiosity.
I was.
Yeah, I was too.
All right, so you were able to hear it. Goblin was able to hear it.
Yeah.
Father Ansel was able to hear. Just 3 people.
And Rager, of course, he is getting more and more annoyed.
Right, Rager could hear it. Okay, that's good enough for me. All right, next we're going to go to the top of the order here. A couple of things are going to happen. Matt, I'm going to move you over here as you were performing first aid. Yeah, Rager, the voice in particular, as you're holding this unconscious changeling, you are having within your heart an overwhelming urge to kill the now unconscious changeling. You don't know why, but your anger is starting to get out of control, and we'll address that in a moment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you have performed first aid on this person that's tied up as well, through the wound in his neck to Barlatum, he is clearly attempting to say something to you. He leans forward and is through the gurgling from the blood and the whispering. I'm gonna have Barlatum make a +3 vigilant check.
Come on, Barletown. Hey.
He just says in a whisper, a gurgling whisper, "I can't stand this any longer." And then a huge roar that you can all hear. His body splits in the middle. His entrails fall to the ground. Muscles expose. 2 of you are kind of forced back from the horrible gore. And then in the shower of blood and guts, a creature stands erect.
Ooh. Some say cause, some say cosm.
All right. Yeah, this thing is towering above everybody, even Rajor. Its fingers have transformed into knives of bone, and like the abomination you saw once before, it has outgrowths from its cranium as if it wears a pointy crown. Let me just.
Who performed medical aid to this guy?
Me?
Why? Why
Why not?
He's a good fellow.
He's like, clearly it worked.
Yeah, I healed him.
All right, Fenya, it's on you first.
I'm just going to stab at this large erect being.
All right, it is defense +2.
surprised.
All right, awesome. Oh, is the +4 from the critical hit? Must be. Or the plus
Yeah.
D6. I didn't know it rolled that automatically. That's convenient. All right, so 11 damage. It looks like.
Uh-huh.
All right. One thing you notice as you stab it, this although this creature looks like the one before, where it's no skin and just bone, this one differs from the previous creature in that the muscle and sinew is unbelievably tough. The spear has trouble going in at first, and then it has trouble coming back out. Although you've inflicted a terrible wound to the creature, it's clear that its body is quite resilient to being wounded. Next is the pig.
She's just gonna run around to the side and attack him as well. So +2.
All right, sounds good to me.
She missed.
All right, the changeling is unconscious. Rajor, you need to make a skill check. It is going to be
Resolute.
-3 resolute.
Okay. I was afraid of this coming up at some point.
Oh,
You all hear a roar of anger from Rajor, and Rajor screams in a voice that is almost not his own. He starts going, "Prove yourself! Prove yourself!" And you watch as he crushes the changeling's skull in his hands. The changeling is now a corpse on the ground.
What the fuck, bruh?
Next is Nina.
I'm just gonna stare at Rego like, dude, fucking ogres. And I'm gonna come in and can I get past him, like behind him?
To get into a flanking position.
Yeah.
You may. He'll get a free attack on you as per the rules, but we'll move you over there.
Man, they come in
I'll say that's the maximum flanking that can happen because he has the wall at his back. That being said, all right, as he attacks you, you're gonna make a defense roll with a -3 as he attempts to smash you with his huge claws. All right, he hit you. You negate 3 points of damage. 9 points of damage will get through after your armor.
Oh
negates
my
it.
god.
Hey Nate, can we play like D&D, man? I'm really good at rolling high. Like it's my talent, bro. It's like, oh yeah, you said you said 6 or 9?
9.
So he did
Oh.
12 damage minus your armor. 9 gets through.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants to me. He hits my pain threshold.
Did he hit your toughness threshold too?
Oh, he was one off, believe it or not.
All right.
Oh man.
He is going to elect to knock you prone. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little X on you. This will prevent you from. This will prevent you from making the attack that you were going to make after rushing by him.
Hey Nate, can I pretend I'm dead? Is that like an option?
Yeah, you can totally play possum down there.
Yeah, I'm possum. I'm knocked out.
All right. Next, Barlatum.
Alright, we're gonna throw a fireball at him.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have you move so that you can get a line of sight right here.
Oh, I assumed that I couldn't even get a clear line of sight, so I can.
Yeah, I'll let you get a. I was gonna say with 4 opponents on him that he was totally blocked off, but there's really only 3 on him now, so I'll say you can get a line of sight.
Okay.
This is the one where you're throwing the burning embers at him, right?
Yep. What is the -3 to attack him?
-3, yep.
Does he have the bonus damage on him? No, he wouldn't yet because he just appeared.
Yeah. All right. So critical failure, but I can't imagine that would matter for.
Oh damn it! I'm trying to roll the damage. Or whatever. I'll just.
Because you still do some damage even if you miss, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
1d6.
5
Nice.
damage.
All right. I assume this is affected. We determine this is affected by armor normally.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. The burning embers just bounce right off of him harmlessly.
Yeah.
Next, it is his turn. He is going to turn, face the goblin, and attack. First, goblin, -3 defense check.
Ah!
12 damage minus whatever you've negated.
So that's 9 damage. Okay, that hit my pain threshold.
He is going to choose to knock you prone before making his second attack. You will now make a defense -5, as he now has advantage.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, this is going to do 12 damage, minus whatever you can negate.
So 8. So it's past my toughness threshold.
Alright, so what that means is you have entered a world of hurt, and you are dying. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a skull and crossbone on there, even though it's tiny because of the scale of this map, whatever. Alright, so yeah, you can see Fenya knocked to the ground, just pulverized, not dead, but dying. So the way it'll work is every single turn on let's see, each turn. All right, each turn the player is forced to make a death save with a 1d20 on the character's initiative. This will be repeated until you are stabilized with an herbal cure, the medicus ability, or mystical healing, or until you roll a natural 1 and wake up, or a natural 20 and die. There you go.
Okay.
I love the dying mechanic in this, because it could happen anytime. It's only a 1 in 20, but it's so much drama. But anyways, Father Ansel, you see the most dangerous abomination you've ever seen. Cutting
That doesn't
down
look
your
anything like my
teammates.
mother-in-law. He's going to take a step back and get higher on the stairs, and then he's going to thrust his hand out and point at it and say, I think it's time we took care of that one. And he's going to designate it as the target with leader.
Absolutely. All right. Fenya, roll a d20. If you roll a natural 20, you die. And if that happens, sorry, but that's Symbaroum.
Yeah.
You're fine. I love the drama of the 1 in 20 chance of dying every time. It's great. All right, next, the pig, perhaps wishing to avenge his fallen master.
Yeah, the pig's just gonna try to.
Oh yeah, can the
Tusk him.
damage? Does that damage spreading thing? Can that happen? Could that have saved you?
What damage spreading thing?
But I think technically I can share damage between
Yes,
my
you
pig
can. Yes.
and myself.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you had that ability.
I think it's just fine for right now. He did so much more damage than my toughness. It might still have not been worth it. So anyways, is it a -3 to attack?
No, actually, this thing's defense is +2.
+2. Ah,
Ooh,
Did you,
missing.
Cole, did you actually level up Kvarula? Because she also got experience last time.
Oh yeah, I still need to level her up.
Well, you'll get some more experience at the end of this session, so maybe,
Yeah.
unless you die. Rajor, you still have a voice in your head compelling you now to turn on your allies. Go ahead and make another -3 resolute. Or was it resolute?
Yeah, it's resolute.
Yeah, that's right.
If it's bent will, it's resolute.
It is
It's
indeed bent
resolute.
will from the skull.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
I was waiting when you were going to throw that at me. Yes!
All right, you managed to with a violent shake of your head, you clear the cobwebs and the urges. Your blood is still boiling, but you are no longer under the spell of the ancient king. You may act as normal on your turn.
Okay, and I am angry, and I look at that horrible thing that is actually higher than me, and maybe I'm a bit scared now. Oh, let's see. +2, you say, yes?
Yep.
I will actually do one of those things, if you allow it, the reckless attack thing.
The all out where your defense is shit.
Yeah.
You get to go twice.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Alright, I hit it.
All right, and you're gonna do. Did you do the D4 because of the leadership thing?
I need to roll again because it's not enough. I need a second thing. Okay, so it's 13 damage altogether.
13 damage.
Which is what, 1?
Do you get your rage damage and your...
Yeah. So I created. There are 2 rolls. One is for the attack, and I need to roll a second one for the bonus, and it gives me the ability to add another bonus to it. I can turn it on and off. So 7 is 3 plus 4 if you pointed it with.
Oh, so you made a little thing for it, okay.
Yeah, it's macroed in, which is nice.
All right, so 13 damage is not going to end up hitting its threshold after armor, though you do wound it horrifically, and I believe you get a second attack, right?
Oh no, I don't. I
just
get
the
a
one?
second attack to succeed. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
it's if you fail, right? Okay.
Yeah, I rage at it and roll in its at its chest probably. But
All
that's it.
right, Nino, are you still playing possum down there?
I'm knocked out.
All
dead.
right. Barlatome. Did you roll a d4 when you casted that spell, by any chance?
Oh, I
It
did not.
was a-
Thank you.
With the fireball before?
This might have. Oh, here it's on fire. He gets a d4 corruption temporary every
yeah.
time he uses it, so he's
That's a
Oh,
good
that
roll.
one.
That's a good roll. Correction.
I'm
Well,
gonna
with
toss
with,
another fireball.
I say with 2 teammates down on the ground, there's no question you can get a clear line of fire at this guy. So all right.
Is it -3 or +2?
You know what? I fucked you over last time because it should be plus. His defense is +2. His attack is -3. Would that have made a difference last time for you? No, you rolled 2 natural 20s. Natural 20s. So it wouldn't have made a difference. But no, yeah, it's +2. I screwed up last time. His
Oh, yeah.
defense is +2. It's his attack that is the -3.
Oh my god.
We're just fighting perfect cell in the fucking basement, man.
Alright, Steve, is there a point of rolling with a d6?
There is not. He has
Okay.
6 armor.
Okay, that's what I figured.
All right. Next.
But you have leader though, so 1d6 plus 1d4.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
should
true.
roll. You should roll. Yeah. Way to remember the rules, Rajar. Forgot all about that. Yeah. You very likely.
I'm
just-
worried.
Yeah.
Oh.
Matt just wanted to make a point that he didn't need to roll. Like rolling a 3. All right. Anyways, the creature is in a blind rage, going after Rajor. You don't think it's a revenge thing. You just think it's blindly attacking the largest opponent at this point.
Okay.
Rajor, you are going to make a defense check against its claws, -3.
This is basically a minus to over all my defense, so I'm just going to, the usual one, if it's a 1. Oop.
All right, that was a really good damage negation. 12 points of damage on the first attack, minus your negation.
Very nice.
And then he's going to attack you again.
Yes, he will. Let me just remove 4. Yeah, a 4. And let's see if you're gonna have a timber. Minus X. Ooh.
The second attack does less damage, but it's still 10 damage total minus your negation.
Oh, it's 10. Okay, so it's 6. Okay.
He does 12 on his
Wow.
first attack, 10 on his second.
What's your pain threshold?
Okay, so that's 6. It's 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that I definitely needed that at the first one. So, ooh.
All right. Rajor has been hit harder than he's probably ever been hit in his life, but
Definitely.
he's still in the fight. You guys probably watch in horror at the thought that your ogre might be the next one to go down. Next is Father Ansel. You watch as your remaining teammates fight valiantly against the beast.
Not by the light of the one. He's gonna rush in and heft that mace.
All right.
Oh, it's the sanctified one.
If you bless it,
+2 defense.
Witch hammer.
are you gonna cast your spell?
Which spell?
Which hammer?
Witch hammer.
The one yeah, of course I am. That happens freely when I make a melee attack, so I'm
Yep.
definitely gonna add that.
Don't forget
Is
to
this
roll
an
your
abomination?
D4 corruption.
This is an abomination, as a matter of fact.
Oh, come
It's an
on.
additional
Finish
d6.
it.
Don't forget to roll your D4 corruption.
Okay.
Yeah, for using a power, unless you get to the adept or the adept level of your.
Add this one, yeah. Add this one.
All right, its defense is
And that's
+2.
1 temp.
Yep.
Okay. And do you know if I have Warhammer entered correctly here?
Let me take a quick look at your character sheet.
My guess is it's probably not set up.
All right, let's see. You've got Warhammer. The attribute that it uses is accurate. 1d8 damage, and all right. Are you gonna get any bonus
A d6
d6? All right. So
of radiant.
what you could do is make a second. You don't have to do this now, but later you can make a second thing for Warhammer that's got the d6 damage added in. But what I'll do is,
Where do you put that?
if you look at where it says bonuses / disadvantages, there's something called roll, and I believe under roll you'll put your die type. So for your Warhammer right now, I've got you as accurate as your attacking attribute, d8 damage, and then under bonus, I put d6 because that's what you're gonna get while it's witch hammered up.
Oh, I see.
Wrong, that's what he's gonna get.
Right. And is it?
Like you hit.
How does it? What does it do against abominations? Just d6 instead of a d4 or something like that.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, yeah, and then it's
And
active
plus
versus
2 on the when you click on the roll, you should get a +2 to your attack.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's his defense. So it should prompt you for that when you click on it.
Boom.
All right, eight damage.
Totally.
Do you benefit from your own leadership ability, or is that only your allies?
I think
be everyone.
to do.
Because
All allies.
I'll say
Am
that-
I an ally myself?
I'll say probably.
in
By the way it's worded, it sounds like that's inspiring others rather than.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say in most games when it says allies, it refers to the character themselves.
All allies.
That's a good question.
You know.
Yeah.
Let me.
It's phrased like it's everyone else, but it's like, man,
What's the name?
it sounds like it's everyone but me. Leader.
Leader.
Leader. Yeah, I'm gonna read all the like little flavor text with it. Hold on.
I put it in the chat too, but it does sound like it's just everyone else.
Yeah, leader does talk about influencing others in its flavor text before the ability. So I'm gonna say that you're influencing others, not yourself. So you're only doing 8 damage, which means 2 more get past its its tough flesh. It's difficult to it's difficult for you to gauge the wound state of this creature since it's already a bloody mess to begin with. But you can see that bones are being broken, flesh is being torn off. You feel like it must be nearing something happening. And then Fenya, go ahead and roll that 1d20. Let's see if we have our first casualty of the adventure. Nope. All right, Vengeance Pig.
Yep. Just gonna attack and see what happens. Oh, nice.
All
Is
right.
that plus a d4?
Plus a d4? It won't matter because it's going to six
Yeah.
as low as you could get. So, yeah, the good news is critical hit. The bad news is not a really good critical. All right, the pig bounces off of the bloody abomination and is probably just dirty for the effort. Oh, shit, I forgot to do something last turn. Let's see.
The resolute roll.
It's probably fine if you forgot.
Let's see who's still up that this could affect. Yeah, I'll get Father Ansel the next time around. All right,
Good try,
Rajor.
bitch.
Rajor, it's on you.
I will try to finish it. Please refer to the previous GIF.
All right, plus 2 defense. You doing the all-out attack thing again?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, baby.
That is.
I think that's gonna get him.
That is a very big roll. So 16 total damage.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, the creature slams into the wall, then to the ground. Its body immediately begins to rot. Within moments, all that's left is a greasy pool of filth and the deformed cranium.
Good
Okay,
brother, is there something
can
you
I-
can do for our friends?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm not fine.
Can I actually do something? Are we still in turn order?
What did you want to do?
I wanted to use my move action.
Sure, we actually don't need to stay in turn order anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so what you see after Rajor smashing that thing is he's actually frantically looking around, and then he's still hearing the muttering.
Oh, at this point, the voice has gone silent.
Okay, so I look around the room and I assume I see the this one again, the pillar with the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I will race towards it.
All right, you can race towards
Good
it.
brother, what is wrong?
While that is going on,
There is a foul voice in the wind.
yeah, while he's doing that, I assume Bartolome
Alt smash.
or Ansel, someone was going to try and heal Fenya.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give him advantage if I can. Whatever support.
All right. Do you have the Medicase ability at all, Father Ansel?
Probably not.
If not, because I assume that's what you're going to use there, right, Matt, to try and. All right. Are you using an herbal cure as well?
Yes.
All right. Here's what we'll do. You're going to make a cunning test. If you fail, he'll have to roll not to die, and then we can just keep trying until he either dies or you bring him up. All right, boom. I believe with the herbal cure, that's a D6.
Okay. One of these days I'll get. Oh my God, 1.
Woo!
Wait, didn't you roll? Oh, I see. You rolled a D56. That's funny.
And then I rolled a 6.
Yeah, I see what you did there. All right. Okay, one hit point's not enough, but it means Fenya is awake, though barely, and no longer dying. In the meantime, while that is going on, yeah, Rager, you can see. You can see the skull. As I mentioned, it is a verdigris-covered crown, so lots of green, a little bit crusty, and the crown is merged into the mummified mummified skull, and it just sort of stares at you through empty eye sockets. Gonna
Probably shouldn't touch that skull with our hands if we don't want to get turned into an abomination.
all right. Does
I am
Ranger
not
want to just
touching it.
try and smash the skull into oblivion?
Yes.
Sure thing. All right. Does anybody in the group have beast lore?
I do.
All right. Let me just see.
Matt, how much shit do you have, dude?
I have Lore Master, Beast Lore, my spell, Medicus.
He's got a lot.
He
He's
picked all the good shit to carry the party.
Well, actually, this character came with
Yeah,
all of
we-
it except for Lore Master, and I just swapped that out.
It's good to to have some of those for Oh, what level?
Occasions such as this.
Everything's novice.
Everything's novice. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
You'd have to be an adept to know this. You'd have to be specialized in abominations. All right, never mind. All right, you swing down. What does Rajor use as a weapon?
A huge piece of wood.
That's right. It's not even a proper weapon.
Come on, guys. We've seen this the entire time. We've all visualized this piece of wood.
All right, you smash the skull. Maybe to your surprise, because perhaps you don't have that much experience with artifacts. It reacts. It reacts exactly as you would think a mummified skull would react to being hit by a huge piece of wood. The crown breaks into a million pieces. The skull explodes in dust and ancient rot, and just a cloud of nastiness flies up in the air. It's obliterated. It has been completely annihilated. There's almost no trace of what it once was when you lift it. When it is done, you guys each, all of you can feel an intense coldness spread through the room. In fact, specifically at various moments, you each feel the sensation of extreme cold in your chest pass through you, though just for a moment. First, who has the highest strong value of the group? Rajor.
I have a 9.
Rajor, as the feeling of cold passes through your chest, I would like you to roll Resolute -5.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow.
Moment of truth.
No.
On the bright side, no one else has to roll it now. All right, yeah. The cold enters your chest, but it goes away very very quickly. For a moment, you think you can hear that voice again inside your head. In fact, you almost think you can see an image of an ancient Symbaroum king. But yeah, it goes. It clears your head after just a moment. I would like you to. Is there a notes section of your character sheet? You know what? Add a burden to your character. We'll put it there so we don't forget
Okay.
that this is a thing. And under that burden,
Did he just get Cyberpunk 2077? Is he gonna
Yeah.
be riding around with Keanu Reeves in his head?
I want you to write "possessed by king."
Oh no.
It would be like our leading fighter right now, huh? It's like an act of karmic justice.
But yeah, you all.
Maybe he'll be our king and lead us to victory.
Oh, that'd be nice. Ansel looks around and says, Did you feel that? When that shattered? Is everyone alright? I think it passed.
I just assumed that it was like blood leaving my body or like a cracked rib.
Yeah, me and Nino have maybe half a dozen cracked ribs after being beaten to a pulp, so we can't really feel much of anything.
Oh, you actually got knocked out?
Well, yes, but I have the same amount of health as you do right now, so we're pretty much in the same shape.
Good brother Bartolom, how do you feel?
Well, I'm all right. It's a shame that that crown got smashed. I was really hoping to study it.
No
Yeah.
good could come of that.
Ranger, why'd you kill him? We needed to speak to him. We needed to understand what happened.
It was that thing. It was talking in my mind, and it made me so angry, and I was so afraid. Did you see the king?
Now it'll be in your mind
Oh,
forever.
You see the king. What do you mean, see
Is
him?
he still talking in your mind? Tell me, what has he said?
I couldn't understand him. It was something in a very strange speech. I had never heard it before. It wasn't the thing that the elves spoke. Then I don't know. It was so weird. It took control of me, and then I killed that thing. And I just thought that the best thing could do is just to smash it to pieces. And he shudders. You see that his skin is actually gone much paler. He's also bleeding quite a lot, and then he actually stops for a moment and concentrates for a bit. He'll try to restore a bit of his vitality.
Hey, Rager, I think I know what you're suffering from. I pull out a rusty butter knife.
I look at you suspiciously.
Just bend down a little bit. I can make this quick, all right? we're not gonna have another one with you.
I look at you and I say,
Do it for the greater good, dude.
Do I look like Ludo to you?
I don't know. Oh, you smashed it. You the last one that touched it. I don't know.
I didn't touch it. And you see that there are a few of the fragments on the peacemaker. See, not touch.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe...
I don't want to fight you in that form. I'd rather kill you now. Let's get this over with.
Brothers, enough of this. Good brother Rajo, leave that here with the remaining shards. We'll send someone to collect this later, perhaps, or dispose of it. Should we head to the Order Magica and report what's happened to them?
We should
Perhaps they have insight into this.
we should burn this body like we did the others.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, you could burn it down here in this stone underground tower.
If we do, we want to make sure we're clear of it very quickly.
Let's do it. Is there any more to this tower?
No, this is the last of the tower that can be accessed. Like I said, it clearly at one point went on further, but it is long since collapsed. There is nothing but solid earth and rubble beyond there now.
Maybe your brothers from the Ordo Magica can tell more. And I look again suspiciously at Nino. Maybe they can.
There's no further use thinking about it. If this is time sensitive, we'd best use it constructively. Come. Let's prepare to burn the bodies and be out before the smoke gets us.
Yeah, okay. And I start dragging the
Let's
body.
drag that corpse from above down here too, to join them.
All right, yeah, you can You can easily take care of all of the bodies. And all right. So effectively, that is the end of the adventure. I assume you'll go back and report everything that happened to the captain and/or mayor.
Yeah.
All right. So
Probably like after the Magicka, right?
right after you return the books to them.
What do they say? Do they comment anything on what happened, and why would, considering everything that happened downstairs? Okay, so how much? Because I have some idea of what to do, but whether does Rager does? That's the question. So, does he feel that he is possessed, or does he suspect in any way anything?
No,
Okay.
Rager is unaware of what happened after the skull got smashed.
Okay.
He may become aware at a later date. You
Wink.
Probably never.
you all may become aware at a later date.
You guys have a new imaginary friend.
All right. What I meant to do for this adventure was make a tally of when you guys earn experience points, but I forgot to do that. So let me just go through the adventure really quick and figure that out.
I looked up the leader ability. It used to affect the person using it, but they changed it.
Oh, it's been updated. Oh, I do have an errata thing in here.
It's not in the errata. They just straight up there's not a separate errata. It's just they just updated the player's guide.
I'm not sure which version of the player's guide that I have. Mine doesn't specify specifically what a redundant thing is.
It used to literally say that the person using the ability itself was also affected.
Okay.
It used to explicitly say that. Now it does not.
Okay.
Oh.
So
There's a Reddit thread about it.
all right. The wizards, grateful that you have returned their tomes to them, assuming that you plan to return them to them.
Oh, 100%.
Will reward your will reward your party with 25 thaler, so you can figure out amongst yourselves how you want to divvy that out.
5 apiece.
Just give it all to Rhaegar.
Bring me
Oh, yeah,
up
there
a piece
are-
of that
you did
truth.
There are 5 of you. I'm thinking of the other session where there's like 6 of you in it. That would have been an inconvenient amount to give you. But all right, in that case, it works out perfectly.
No, I mean there's 6 of us. There's the pig too, man.
Pig's got to eat. All right,
Pig's gotta eat.
So
Yeah, so do we. It's a tasty looking pig.
Finally, a man of quality.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that pig's the cleanest in the realm.
Yeah, it's all covered in abomination guts right now.
Feel like eating one of us.
Yeah.
Rhaegar, from now on, Nino's just gonna stare at you like middle of the night with like a butter knife, just waiting for the opportunity.
At any point in the adventure, did you guys did you ever have to rely on an NPC to like straight up do something or figure something out for you? I don't think so. But let's see. The mages never cast any rituals for you, right?
No. We were
We
given
asked them
that
to
letter,
check
but
that.
we didn't really use it.
Yeah, I won't worry about that. The way
Yeah,
it
Nino
works.
got that clutch roll.
So the way it works is you get an experience point for overcoming like a certain challenge or mystery, but anytime you rely on an NPC to do it for you, you lose that experience point. So for example, if your encounter with Alahara had come from the summoning ritual, you'd have actually lost an experience point because the wizards would have had to have done that for you.
Mm-hmm.
You would have had the advantage of not having to fight Alahara and the dude and the skull all at once. Although that wouldn't really matter because you took down Alahara pretty quick. I don't think that even entered into it. But, all right. I'm just going to make it simple. Give everyone 10 experience points. I'm not sure if that's too little or too much, but whatever. It's a short campaign. It doesn't matter. Also, something to consider. You guys came upon, if you remember that iron ring.
I have it.
Yes.
Do you guys want to hang on to the iron ring, or do you want to get rid of it?
Well, Rager is keeping it, basically. He doesn't...
All right.
He
Something to consider.
yeah?
If you want, the iron ring is an artifact. You may
Can we identify it?
You may choose to bind yourself to it. To bind yourself to it costs experience points instead of corruption, like normally binding yourself. If you're going to bind yourself to it, go ahead and look up the rules for binding. Just it's experience instead of corruption.
Yeah, I know it.
There are. So you guys don't know in advance what binding yourself to the ring will do. It will have potential advantages and disadvantages. Now, nobody has to bind themselves to it. It is an option. I will go ahead and tell you, anybody who wants to use any kind of ritual or mystic powers, it is clear to you the ring would interfere with such things. So if you're casting spells, do not bind yourself to this ring. Otherwise,
Good to know.
It's up to you if you want to take that chance or not.
Yeah, put on the pig nose ring.
You could later unbind yourself to the ring, but the experience you spend would be lost if you went that route. But anyways, you don't have to decide now. You can think about that.
Can we identify?
Yeah,
it,
I mean,
or-
You just know that it is an iron packed ring from the elves. But as to exactly what it's going to do for you, there's no way for you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't have fucking guessed unless he mentioned, like, hey man, you want to bind yourself to this? I thought it was just like a club membership ring between the elves
Give it to me.
A
and
question.
their friends.
Would the wizards from Ordo Magica know about it?
So I guess what the wizards could tell you is that generally the rings are used to protect allies of the elves from corruption. However, there are some side effects, and a connection to the elves can be made. Also, anytime you would take corruption that you willingly took, you are punished severely by the ring. This is why a spellcaster would not want to use it, because they have to voluntarily accept corruption to cast magic.
Sounds like it protects you from corruption then, huh?
Yeah, so I looked at everyone in the party, and everyone uses corruption in one way or the other.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, you don't just have to be a spellcaster to willfully gain corruption. If you ever bind yourself to another artifact, that is willfully taking corruption. So if you're wearing the ring and you bind yourself to another artifact, it will punish you. How will it punish you? You don't know. But
I stare at the ring, and I then look at one of the Ordo Magister, and I say, so this is pretty rare, right?
yeah, he will confirm it's pretty rare. The elves give them out to their non-elf allies.
I stare at it again. Rare, like 50 taler rare?
Oh, you mean you want to try and pawn off the ring to them? That's fair.
Hell
You know what?
yeah.
Hold that thought. I'll figure out a value
you-
for it for next session.
Yeah, we'll keep it. Yeah, just an idea. And of course, I
Oh, you
will.
don't- You don't want to bind it?
Yeah, because there are also many things that you can do with your corruption, that even for
Like what?
non-spell casters. Well, there are some other skills. Witch Sight, for example. There's also this thing called Rune Tattoo, which is very nice. I've been staring at it for a while now. And there are also artifacts. The Tomb of Dying Dreams. That sounds so bright.
So
and light.
the Tomb of Dying Dreams will be the next adventure, and that will be the end of the trilogy of the Copper Crown, the Chronicle of the Copper Crown, as it's called.
Hey Nate,
I took wizardry level 2.
Hey Nate,
so I
can you
cast
send
more.
me Shapeshifter? The second level.
Oh, you mean like what does it do?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me snatch that out of my.
Or if you just like send me the book.
It's on the trove.
Oh fuck, is it?
Yeah, if you go on the Trove, find Symbaroum, they've got all sorts of shit there. There's like 4 or 5 different versions of the core book. I don't know if I'm using the most